By the time I arrived at the Wentworth Showgrounds about 3 p.m, tractors were lined up around the racing track preparing for the following day's trek. Earlier, the first trek had taken them from tracks in Redcliffs to Wentworth, with a stop along the way at the DeMasi family tractor collection in Coolong. This rarely seen collection was the result of a lifetime's work for Peter DeMasi, an engineer and inventor. It was Peter's goal to restore each tractor to completion, and there's now scores of tractors and vintage machinery on display. Then it was time to hit the road again for the leg to Wentworth. Back at the Wentworth Showgrounds, owners were completing their registrations for Saturday's trek, which would take them out to Pomona and back. Some owners hadn't made it for the Friday trek, and they were busy unloading their tractors and making sure the vehicles were ready. In this category were a group of 9 owners from Bendigo. The morning's trek had created mechanical issues for some, and they were busy with maintenance and making sure tanks were topped up for the long drive the following day. On Friday evening, a dinner for competitors and supporters was organised. A great meal was on offer, and following the food, a raffle was drawn, and then I had an opportunity of conducting a presentation, looking back at the flood event 70 years ago.
Well, everybody was talking, but there was no real evidence in Wentworth at that stage. But there was a wall of water coming down the Murray, and there was a wall of water coming down the Darling. Well, the forecast was that there was going to be a lot of water at Wentworth, and there was.
Bright and early Saturday morning, and I found myself back at the showgrounds surrounded by fog. The Fergies were all lined up for the trek to Pomona and back. Right on time, they headed off. The route had them crossing the bridge into town, and a few locals had rugged up to wave them off. A brief stop at the old jail had the Fergies lined up for a photo op. Having driven to Pomona, the group then headed back to Wentworth, stopping on the way for lunch at Fort Courage, a great spot on the Murray. While I didn't attend this part of the trip, a couple of shots from Ian Cook took my fancy to include in the story. My next encounter with the Fergies was early on Sunday morning. The main street of Wentworth had been cordoned off, and with the tractors lined up, it gave members of the public a chance to get up close for a good look. I took the chance to catch up with a few of the drivers and organisers for a chat.
We've got over 130 tractors here in the main street. Most of them grey Fergusons. There's a few that aren't, but they're all welcome. They've come from all over. We've got tractors here that have come from Bundaberg in Queensland, from the Sunshine Coast, all through Victoria, SA, New South, as well as locals. And they'll all be heading off home probably today or tomorrow. It's great that they came out here, and I hope to have a good trip home again.
I'm Darryl Waitley. I'm from Deniliquin. This is my TA20, it's the 1950 model, which is convenient because I'm a 1950 model. And this is my collection of Ferguson Spanish.
We've had a wonderful weekend. We've had so many visitors coming to our town, embracing all our history and especially our flood event. We've had 3 days of amazing weather with a fantastic people being involved with driving all the tractors. We'd like to thank them for their passion to make our event so possible.
It's a CEA 20, 1946 model. I've been interested in Fergies all my life, and I heard that rally was on, so I went and bought two, and here I am.
My name's Richard Hill. I'm from Holbrook, New South Wales. This is my Fergie. If you want me here to start up, it'll go on the very first pop.
Okay, hi, I'm Bob Wilson. I'm from Maiden Gully near Bendigo. My tractor's a little diesel. It's done about 15,000 kilometres trekking all over remote parts of Australia. So yeah, and it's very reliable and keeps going.
One of the aims of the event was to attempt to set a record for the number of TE20s assembled in the same place. And an announcement late in the morning had them achieving just that.
And the result is, making a big round for a new Australian record, 110 Ferguson tractors. Largest gathering Ferguson tractors in one location, celebrating the 1956 floods. Have a wonderful day today.
I had a great time and feel honoured to have been invited to contribute a small part to this wonderful event, which celebrated an important time in Wentworth's history. Congratulations to the organisers of the event who proved that history is a key element in the life of Wentworth.